You mentioned there that having the family around is very important.
Oh yeah.
What was your observation of what role they had, and also what communication you had over all these issues?
Well, of course, they were fully informed of the situation. They knew what it was. They would come and visit me when I was in the hospital. But again, they never hid any sort of, let's say, feelings from me. They were worried, obviously, but they didn't let it get them down. And also, as they were positive, it didn't get me down. And, you know, same with my wife. And I know my wife worries, she does. You know, she says at times she doesn't, but she does. But again, the support I had from her, you know, she wouldn't let it get her down, and therefore it didn't get me down. Yeah. We knew what was going on, you know, so we just accepted it.
Do you cope in similar ways, the two of you? You and your wife?
Oh yeah, yeah. We, you know, we've always shared everything. There's no, don't keep anything for anyone. My wife sometimes gets a bit broody. Well, I won't say broody, but moody sometimes. But I suppose that's a woman's prerogative. But no, as regards support and everything, we're very close. Yeah. Always have been.
How did she cope in general, from her point of view of seeing what you were going through?
Well, she knew what I was going through. There's no two ways about it. She did. But I think she knew that if I knew that she couldn't cope, it would affect me. So she coped. And I hope I helped her to cope just as much as she certainly helped me to cope.
Yes.
So it was a mutual thing. As I say, we don't keep anything from either, you know, either one of us.
Were there any issues regarding communication, how you told people in the family, how you told family?
No, I just come straight out with it. That's, as I said to Heather earlier on, I mean, probably 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, cancer was a dirty word. Yeah. You never talked about it. Now people do. And I think it's a good thing, really, because it's there. And I think it's going to become more prevalent because the older we get, the more likely we are to get it. I remember somebody, I think it was that guy that did The Naked Ape. I can't remember his name now. But I think he said once that cancer is a disease of civilization. Animals don't get it because they get to a certain age, slow down, and they're preyed upon. But the ones that are in captivity, and ourselves, we live longer and longer and longer, so therefore we're more likely to get it. And I think that's what happens here. There's an increase in cancer, but I know unfortunately children get it and younger people get it, but nowhere near to the extent as the older people do. And I think that's what's going to happen. I mean, you know, the medical profession is doing all sorts of things to find vaccines for this, that and the other, and trying to make us live forever. But with a disease like cancer, we just got to get on with it and know that it's there, and it possibly still will always be there.
Do you see there ever being a cure for cancer?
Well, they're certainly working on it, and my wife and I donate to our charity, obviously, and we get let's say information sheets from them, and also we get bulletins on the net. I think there's certainly more people living with cancer now, or through cancer, let's say cured of cancer, if you can call it a cure, than ever there was. You know,
that's quite right.
It's like prostate cancer, and the doctor said to me one day, he said, most men die with prostate cancer, but they don't die of it. You know, and possibly that way it may happen with cancer, where they sort of stop it, but...
Well, that has happened. Around about a third of people don't die from their cancer diagnosis, but something else.
Years ago, they would have done. Yes. I mean, what I had 20 years ago, I wouldn't be here. Yeah. Pretty sure of that.
Have you seen these changes in attitudes in society through personal experience, or...?
No, I don't think so. Only what you see on the TV, in the newspapers, and on the news. Yeah. One or two people, well, they certainly talk about their medical condition now. I don't mean they harp on about it, but we're more open with people now, or you know, with friends especially, and family. Well, we're just more open with it now. Any condition like that.
That's right. Have you had the chance to meet other patients who've been suffering similar conditions?
Yeah.
What's been your impression of that?
Oh, it's very good. I go to the cancer support meetings 4 times a year, and we're all there with the families or the carer or spouse, whatever it may be, and it's a big comfort to know that you're not on your own. And that is the thing.
Yeah.
It gives you a big lift. You know, you're not suffering on your own. We describe symptoms. We've all basically got the same sort of symptoms with this, and you know, we have a bit of a laugh about it, and we compare notes, so to speak. But it is a big help, just purely and simply being there with other people that are in the same boat that you're in.
So that large informal support group is certainly an advantage in terms of
without
how
a doubt.
you cope with your condition.
Without a doubt. Yeah. I'm not saying I wouldn't cope if I didn't go. I probably would. But it certainly makes it a lot easier.
Because not all areas of cancer, not all geographical areas have that.
No. So they say. I think it was David Bowery started the one off for us for the esophageal cancer. Oesophageal, whatever the way it is. And as I say, we're all there, and it works well. Works well. You know, he'll answer questions. The girls answer questions too, as regards diet and sort of aftercare. Kathy, you know, she was always been there if ever we've had a problem. Initially, when I got out of hospital to start with, the symptoms I had, it plays havoc with your blood sugar. And I would suddenly break out into a sweat, literally. I don't now, but I did then. And as I say, my wife hadn't nursed anyone with this before, but Kathy was just a phone call away.
Yeah.
If we didn't actually speak to her at the time, she would be back to us pretty quickly. And 9 times out of 10, she would say, "Oh yes, that's expected."
Yeah.
Well, not much fun, but you know, at least you know it's normal, so to speak.
But then, if you also hear that from another patient, that's it.
We've all done it. We've all done it. Yeah.
And you've got that chance now.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's come on to thinking about what resources were helpful for you. You've mentioned your family as being useful, and you've mentioned the support of the clinical nurse specialist team and the support groups. So they're all useful. Was there anything else that helped get you back to where you wanted to be?
To be honest, no. That was all the assistance I needed. Obviously, with the family, they're the first ones. You know, they're there all the time, and I was lucky because all my family have been very supportive. So I've not really needed anything else.
No. How much encouragement did you personally need to start doing things again and push yourself a little bit? Was it something where you needed a little bit of extra motivation?
No, I don't think so. All I wanted to do was get out and about. You know, I remember when I was in the hospital in the Oswald building, I said to one of the doctors, "When can I go home?" He said, "Why?" So I said, "Well, I've counted the bricks on the wall opposite, you know." And I was that fed up, so, you know, I wanted to get out. But I just wanted to get away from it, so to speak.
Did they give you any specific advice when you went home?
Yes, they said the sort of things I was likely to experience. Yeah, they do tell you about that.
Yeah.
The dumping syndrome especially. Also eating and diet. Some people have to find that they can't eat certain foods after. Funny thing is, that suddenly flashed through my mind. I used to like pork pies, and I still fancy a pork pie now, but I can't eat them.
Is it the constituency that's wrong?
Sorry?
The constituency that's wrong.
Yeah, I think it is. It's fatty.
Yeah.
You know, but I like pork.
Yeah.
You know, but they run through virtually everything that you're likely to come into contact with as regards your condition.